Good morning. Thank you for joining me today for Monday Morning Devotion. Last week, I met with a friend for lunch, and in the course of our conversations, which were many, we were there 2 hours catching up and chatting, and we began to talk about all the goodbyes that we've said this past year. I personally do not remember a year when I attended so many funerals. I do not remember a time that so many people that I knew of every age had passed away. Some of these deaths were unexpected, some were expected because of health issues, but there were many. Like the young woman that grew up with my children in the church that we attended when they were teens, who passed away from a rare form of cancer. Like the pastor in a nearby town who passed away suddenly with heart failure. When you think about these people, you cannot help but wonder why. You wouldn't be a human being if you didn't ask some questions. These were good people, faithful followers of God, godly, serving with what seemed like much of life left. Certainly, we believe God can heal, protect, and so on, but for some reason, he chose not to do so. My friend opened her phone to a scripture that had been shared with her. And I found such great comfort from it and have been thinking about it ever since that I just felt like I should share it with you this morning. It's found in Isaiah chapter 57, verses 1 and 2. And I'm going to read from the New Living Translation. It reads like this. Good people pass away. The godly often die before their time. And no one seems to care or wonder why. No one seems to understand that God is protecting them from the evil to come. For those who follow godly paths will rest in peace when they die. When I was growing up in the church, I remember hearing people pray that if God knew that they would fall away from their faith, that God would see fit to take their life before they did so. They did not want to miss out on going to heaven. As a child, I was in awe of that prayer. I felt a sense of reverent fear of God. To pray a prayer like that would certainly show the sincerity of a person's personal devotion to God. To trust God that much to accept his all-knowing sovereignty, that he would protect us from the evil to come, that he would take us home before we would have the chance to fall away from the faith, or live a ho-hum, lukewarm, or sinful lifestyle. We grieve, we mourn the loss of a friend or a loved one because we miss them. This verse gives us a different perspective, knowing that through their death, they were spared something much more severe. This verse gives comfort because it lets us know that our loved one, if they were a follower of Jesus Christ, are in a better place, in the very presence of Jesus. They are at home with the Lord. No more tears or fears, no more pain or uncertainties. They are with Jesus. I don't know anyone who has not lost someone special to them in this past year. I encourage you, if this is you, to think about this verse this week. Think about what it means to you in regards to the people that you have had to say goodbye to. May you be comforted in the sovereignty of God, that God knew what was best for them. Before I close, let me just read this scripture again. Isaiah 57, 1 and 2. Good people pass away. The godly often die before their time, and no one seems to care or wonder why. No one seems to understand that God is protecting them from the evil to come. For those who follow godly paths will rest in peace when they die. Have a blessed week. I look forward to seeing you next Monday.